yeah, so if you're not a coach, or if you're a coach and you didn't know about it, basically we have quarterly events where local coaches, clients, friends, family come together, and we get to do a big group workout together. We get to just hang out, network. We hear from corporate of upcoming programs, so you kind of like get the inside scoop of new programs launching, new products launching, all of that jazz. So if you are interested, it's this weekend. Not everyone does it on a Saturday. Sometimes they're Friday, sometimes they're Sunday, depending on the location. If you're in Louisiana, New Orleans area, ours is on Saturday from 10 to 2. So go Google Super Saturday Beach Body Locations 2019, and there's going to be a map that pops up, and you can see if one's in your area. If you're a coach, you should make a point to be there, y'all. All right. Promise you, you're not going to want to miss it. They're announcing next year's trip for our coaches. We get to go on free trips, earned free trips. So if you want to find out when that trip is, all the details, how you can earn it, you definitely want to be at the Super Saturday. All right. Transform 20 starts on Monday. For all of you who are doing Transform 20, it launches on Monday. And if you have anyone else that's interested in doing it with you, make sure that you get them signed up so that they might not get all their stuff in on Monday, or by Monday, but they'd still be able to do the workouts. They can still stream and look up the meal plans and all of the stuff that they need. They just won't have their step, right? So you want to get them signed up as soon as we can, so that they're not like taking forever to get their step. Just a few more things, guys, before I get into the actual call. Challenge Tracker app. If you have not requested to be in our Challenge Tracker app groups, we've got one for Transform 20. We've got one for just like a January group if you're not doing Transform 20. So if you are doing Transform 20, you're obviously in that one. If you're not doing Transform 20, you're in the January group. You don't have to be in both, okay? That was a little bit of a confusion for some people. So you would just either be in one or the other. I posted a post in our community page as well about getting in that. So you just have to add your name and your email to the document. Make sure the email you're using is the email you use for BOD or Beachbody On Demand. That way I can get you added to the tracker. And I know some of you probably have added since I last added, so I'm going to do the rest of that tonight. We're going to be posting our meal plan, which I'm so excited about. I actually made one of the recipes tonight, and it was so dang good. I'm going to be posting that on Friday with more details about how all that's going to work. So stay tuned for that. Book of the month, we are reading Shaun T's book. If you want to join us, it's on Audible, or you can buy it in the store. I'm pretty sure they sell these at Barnes & Nobles as well, or on Amazon. I've already started listening. It's amazing. So make sure you grab a copy of your book. And then New Coach Mentorship starts on Sunday, and this is the last little announcement I have before I get into the call. But New Coach Mentorship starts on Sunday, so if you're a new coach and you want to start learning more about what we do as coaches, how it all works, if you think you could get people interested, or you don't know if you could get people interested in joining this mentorship group, it's a 10-day group. It is for you, okay? So just let me know if you have questions about any of that. You all can also, there's like a little chat button for those of you who are new on the calls. You can chat below, and I'll get to those at the end. If I read them while I'm trying to do it, I'm going to get distracted. So let's get into our call tonight. Okay. So I am going to screen share. Like I said, if you've called in, just listen. It's okay. You don't necessarily have to see my screen. But I am going to screen share just because I made like a cute little slideshow. And if y'all have questions, like I said, throughout, just feel free to, message in the little chat or wait till the end and I'll open up for Q&A. All right. So let me screen share for a second. Not for a second, for the rest of the call. All right, guys. All right, so today we're talking about vision boards. I call this like a little vision board party, goal setting to have a kick-ass year for 2019. Sorry if your kids are listening. I will try not to curse too much. Just a habit I'm trying to break. Okay, so we had a few of us came over to my house a few weeks ago when we created vision boards. This one, I kind of revamped it. Mine actually was on a poster board, which is way over there. I'm not going to grab it. But we did like poster boards, and we got magazines, and we cut out stuff, and we put it on our vision boards. I like mine to be like all of the same color, and I don't write best, so I wanted to print mine up. So we're going to talk about this in a second, but today I'm going to walk you through like what a vision board is. And I know that might sound so silly, but a lot of people don't understand what a vision board is or the purpose of a vision board. Or maybe you create a vision board every year and then you look back and you're like, I did nothing. I got nowhere from that vision board, right? Like I didn't hit any goals, or maybe you didn't hit the goals you really wanted to hit. So we're going to talk about creating a vision board and goal setting for taking massive action on those goals. All right. So let me scroll. And everyone can see my screen, right? Y'all are good? Okay. So what is a vision board? A vision board is one of the most valuable visualization tools that you can have, all right? It helps you see what you want out of your life, okay? Normally, I do one once a year, but I actually like change what's on here throughout my year. Once I hit a goal, I remove what I hit and I add something to it to continue to push myself to go forward. And then what a vision board isn't is it's not a wish list or a to-do list. Vision boards are not something that creates instant success or provides you with a painless change. Meaning, like if you say you want to lose 10 pounds and you put it on your vision board, we all know that that's not going to just like magically happen, right? Like you've got to be putting in the work in order for you to make those visions a reality, okay? So vision without action, I put this quote because it's one of my favorites. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. And vision with action can change the world. So if you have a clear vision on what you want and you take action on those things, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, you can literally change your life. Or you can change the world. Either way, if you're not about changing the world, that's fine. But maybe you can change your world, right? So why create a vision board? Your mind responds strongly to visual stimulation. I am a very visual learner, hence the presentation, right? I am a very visual learner. And a lot of people don't even realize, like when you see something every day, right? It starts to sink in. It's the same thing with like personal development. When you're listening to something, even if you're not like focusing solely on whatever you're listening to, it's still subconsciously getting in your head. So when you see something visually all the time, especially something like your goals that you can keep in front of you at all times, you're more like it's sinking in there that it's a kind of like a constant reminder. Even if you're not realizing that, it's sinking in there. It's sinking in up here. It's sinking in up here, and it's going to make you want to go after those goals and those dreams that you have. So it visually represents your dreams and your goals using images and words. It strengthens your mind's resolve. You create clarity about what you commit your energy and attention. What you commit your energy and attention to, that's what you focus on. So we always say like where energy goes, where focus goes, energy, where focus goes, energy flows, right? So again, if you're focusing daily on your goals, and we're going to talk about like the different categories as well later, but if you set a goal for yourself, and I'm just going to keep saying like health and fitness wise, right? But we all know this can go to a business goal. This can go to a financial goal. But if you're like focusing on a health goal and you can visually see it every single day, it's kind of a reminder of why you're doing it in the first place, right? So seeing and really looking at and imagining how it feels to achieve those dreams and goals, to be living the life you dream of will inspire you to take action every single day. So here are my steps for creating a vision board, or for creating these goals. So step one, before you can create a board, you obviously have to know what you want to put on it, right? You've got to get a clear vision of what you want. So what I do, instead of like sitting down and trying to figure out what all my goals were, I decided to pick one word that I wanted to represent my year. I do this every year. It's something I've been doing since I started Beachbody, actually. I've made a vision board every year, but I've started with my word. What did I want from, or what do I want from this year? What is the one word that I want to represent my year? And I've reflected on this. I looked back on this past year. This past year, my word was growth. And I believe that I grew in many, many, many ways. But this year I chose intentional. I want to be intentional with every aspect of my life, with my finances, in my marriage, with my relationships, when I'm helping my clients. I want to be super, super intentional with my time and how I provide value for them, and all of those things. So reflect on that. I'm not going to ask you to like come up with the word right here and right now. You shouldn't have that. You should really reflect on what you want your word to be. And then from there, you can kind of start to set your goals, because you know that you want to be, you want that word to kind of encompass, or your goals to kind of encompass that one word too. Okay. So I want you to think about that a little bit. What is your word going to be for 2019? So the next step is to get clear on your goals, and how that word, like I said, can correspond with each of them. There's a bunch of different categories of goals, y'all. So obviously we are all about health and wellness, right? You're either here as a coach because you like to help people, or you're also working on your own goals, or maybe you're just one of our clients, and you're here to get healthy. But there's all other kinds of things that you should be thinking of. There's all other kinds of categories. So look at these little like graphics, I guess. You can be making spiritual goals. Do you want to go to church more? Do you want to pray more? Do you want to read your Bible? Do you want to just maybe meditate more? Like, it doesn't have to be about going to church, but it can literally be about whatever you want it to be, right? You can have health goals. You can have financial goals, career, family, romance, personal growth, experience joy. It can literally be whatever you want it to be. I even put this little one down here too, like, what fun do you want to have this year? Make fun goals, like goals where if you want to go to Disney World, like make that a goal of yours, right? Trips where you want to go, things that you want to do throughout your year. Write it all down, all right? So look at these categories, and I will post this, by the way, this PDF in our team page, as well as our community page, just so if y'all want to go back and look, and y'all can do all that. Okay, so then step 3, once you have like your goals set, I want you to kind of create a rough draft. So I actually created a rough draft of my goals on a piece of paper the other day before everyone came over to do our vision boards. I had like written things down. I wrote things down for my personal self. I wrote things down for my business. I wrote things down for our team. I wrote things down. I even wrote things down for the community page, like what I wanted to bring this year into that community page, which you've all seen we're starting to work and implementing, adding more stuff for y'all, right? So once you have a clear vision for what you want to create almost like a rough draft of your goals. But then you can go through this checklist and make sure that each of those goals is in this format. So is your goal specific? State exactly what you want to achieve or do. So instead of just saying like, I want to lose weight. Okay, well, that's great, but how much weight do you want to lose? Or I want to, like for me, I want to pay off debt. So how much debt do I want to pay off, right? I want to pay my student loan in full. I know how much my student loan is, so I can put that on my vision board. Is your goal measurable? You can clearly measure if you have attained your goal. So again, if you're going back to like, I want to lose weight, obviously if you say I want to lose 10 pounds, that's great. But even like, I want to be able to do, I don't know, transform 20 without stopping for 20 minutes, right? Can you measure that? Can you see if you press pause or you take longer breaks? Yeah, you can measure that in a way, right? Is your goal attainable? Is it within your control to reach that goal? Meaning like, can you really attain it? Obviously, if you say, I want to lose 100 pounds, you're more than likely not going to lose 100 pounds in a year. Probably not. That's probably not even healthy to do. But you can set smaller goals and to work up to those bigger goals. So obviously if you have 100 pounds to lose and you say I've got 12 months, I want to lose, 10 months or 10 pounds this month, focus on that, right? And then once you hit that 10-pound mark, then focus on another 10 pounds or another, 15 pounds or whatever you want to do. So you can break that down. My goal is time bound. You have to have a timeline on your goal. If not, you're just going to keep putting it off. For example, I see a lot of coaches set rank goals and they're like, I want to be a diamond coach. But then they just say, I want to be a diamond coach. And I'm like, all right, well, by when? I don't know. If you don't have a specific time frame of when you're working towards it, you're not going to work towards it. You're just going to keep putting it off. And I don't know how many of you have done this. I've done this for New Year's resolutions. Oh, I want to lose weight this year. I want to get healthy this year, right? I used to say that every year. I want to lose weight. But I never, and I would say this year. So then, I'd start off great in January. I was so motivated. I was so ready to go. And then I'd do a program, or I would go to the gym for a few weeks, right? And then I would slack off, or life would happen and everything would be crazy and I just didn't have time anymore. Or I let all these excuses come up, right? But then I kept telling myself, well, it's okay because I have the rest of the year. I have the rest of the year. I have the rest of the year. And then by the time I realized it, it's December and I'm already starting to try and make New Year's resolutions for January, and I'm starting all over because I never gave myself a time frame for it. So if your goal is to lose weight this year, maybe instead of saying lose weight this year or get healthy this year, I want to commit, go all in to Transform 20 for the next 6 weeks. Focus on that time frame. And then after that, or even before that ends, where are you going to be after that 6 weeks, right? Are you going to do another round? Plan that out now so that I have a desk calendar and I know that after Transform 20, after my 6 weeks is up, I'm going to do 21-day fix. I know that right after that. So then I can just go right into it and I'm not slacking or allowing myself to lose the results that I just got. But I have a time frame on that, right? So make sure your goal is time bound. Make sure your goals align with your top priorities. You can remain congruent with your top priorities and work to achieve the goal. So for example, if you are setting goals for your business or for whatever it might be, but your priority is your family, I don't want you taking away 10 hours a day to work on this goal and not have your family be a priority. If that is one of your priorities, which it probably is, right? So make sure your values are still there as you work towards your goals, because if not, you're going to get burnt out and you're going to almost resent those goals that you made, right? So set time frames for yourself to work towards these goals. If you have to wake up an extra 30 minutes to get in your workout, if your kids, wake up and that you're not going to be able to get it done with your kids around, wake up extra 30 minutes to go get that workout in. But you've got to make sure that they align with your top priorities. My goal is written in present tense. So write your goal down as if it's already achieved and a part of your current identity. And this is a subconscious thing, y'all. If you say I want to lose weight is different than saying I'm going to lose weight, right? Or I want to try to do that. You're giving yourself almost a cop-out, because if you try it, and you're not really going all in with it, but you try it and life happens, kid gets sick and you can't get in a workout. Well, I tried that and, I tried to fit it in today and it didn't happen. Then you're giving yourself almost an easy way out. So instead of saying I tried that or I want that, say I'm going to do it or I'm doing it. I'm down 50 pounds, right? I'm a diamond coach. I'm debt free. Right? Act as if you already have it, and tell yourself those things every single day, because your mind has a lot of power over you, okay? And if you continuously, that's why we have y'all reading personal development. That's why we're starting to implement that back into our community page, because we want y'all to grow your minds as well. And if you're constantly telling yourself that you can't do something or that you're not going to be able to do it, or if you really don't believe that you can achieve these goals that you're setting, you're not going to achieve them, because you already have in your mind that you can't. So write them down as if they're in present tense, okay? My goals inspire and excite me. If your goals do not excite you, you're not going to go after them. I've been talking to a few people on our team. We've been doing some one-on-one calls, and I've been asking them their goals. And when someone tells me their goal, even if it's something like I want to lose weight, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes, I always ask, why? Why do you want to lose weight? Because there has to be a deeper meaning to it. You have to be excited about it. You have to be inspired by it. If you don't have a clear why, which is the next step, finding that why, this journey is hard, y'all. This journey is hard. This business is hard. This life is hard, right? We all know that. Things come up, things happen that are beyond our control. And so if you are going into the new year setting resolutions or setting goals for yourself, and you think that the only way you're going to be able to achieve them is when you're motivated, motivation is crap. You are not going to be motivated all the time. I see this happen every boot camp, every round of a new program. People start off hitting the ground running, right? They are so excited. They're so ready to like crush their goals. They're ready to get their workout in. They're eating right the first week of the meal plan. And then week 2 happens and their kids get sick. Work gets hectic, busy, life happens, and the excitement starts to decline, right? The excitement starts to decline. Their motivation starts to go away. And they start to use that as an excuse. Well, I'm just not motivated. I'm just too tired. I just don't have the time, right? Well, guess what? That doesn't matter. If you have a strong reason why you are doing this, you are going to do it anyway. When I started my health and fitness journey, I wasn't motivated to do it. I didn't want to wake up every day and work out. I didn't want to turn down pizza. But I did it because my relationship was literally hanging by a thread. And if I didn't change that, if I let my excuses win, I wasn't going to change. And my relationship was going to go away. Like we wouldn't be married right now, plain and simple. I needed to make that change. So don't look for motivation. Find your why. The excuses, they won't come between you and your goals if you have a strong, really strong why. All right. If you have no clue why you're setting goals, you'll have no reason why you should put the work and the effort in. Okay. So you've got to figure out your why. And I would recommend that you write it down somewhere where you can see it every day and keep asking yourself. So if you say like, I want to set a goal to lose 10 pounds. Well, why do you want to lose 10 pounds? Because I want to be healthier. Okay. Well, why do you want to be healthier? Because I want to be able to get off of my diabetes medicine and show my kids that, mom actually cares about them and cares about herself enough to take care of herself, right? That's a deeper why than I want to lose 10 pounds. See where I'm going here? So like you've got to find a deeper why, even in your businesses and your financial goals. Like my financial goals, one of them is to be debt-free, other than our house, because we literally just bought our house. So, but it's to be debt-free, and it's because I don't want to fight with him about money all the time and be stressed out all the time, and it start to affect our relationship, right? Like that is part of my why, right? That's a huge part of my why. So you've got to write it down and get clear about it. Get clear about why you are doing this. And keep asking yourself that over and over and over again. And your why might change. Like obviously my why isn't because our relationship is falling apart, because it's not. We just got married. But my why now is that it keeps our relationship healthier, but it also, my why has changed to inspire other people, because I want to help that girl that was where I was, right? Or that is where I was. So, your why might change, and it might change in the next 6 months. It might change in the next 12 months. We have no idea where you're going to be 12 months from now, right? But you still have to have a strong why. And if that why isn't inspiring you to get up, or pushing you, because you're not always going to be inspired, but to push you to do it anyway, then that's not really your why. And it's almost like an onion. I always tell my coaches this when I ask them, like, why is this your goal? Why is this your rank goal? Why is this your business goal? And I start to like peel back the onion. I just keep asking why. And until I get to that like center core of their real deep why, usually we end up crying, because it's so moving that they're like, this is my real why, right? So you've got to find that why. Because if you set all these goals, you can have a gorgeous board. You can have, all your goals in one pretty place. But if you have no reason why you're doing it, you're not going to achieve them. Okay. So like I said, write it down, put it somewhere. And now we can start talking about creating your vision board. So there's a few different ways you can do this. I took a picture of mine, as you can see, the one behind me right here. I also have almost like a virtual vision board option too. So I do both. I like I said, when we had people over here the other day, I actually, it's right here. I'm just gonna grab it so y'all can see it. So I have, you know, this vision board. We went and grabbed magazines and we just cut up different pictures. That's a little bit harder because if you know the goals you want to set, it's kind of hard to find certain pictures that you want, right? So, you know, we just kind of had fun with this, and we got it all pretty, made, had some markers and stuff like that, right? But I like I said, I'm a visual person, so I like mine to be all pretty and stuff. And then there were certain pictures that I couldn't find in a magazine. So I prefer not to do it from like a magazine. Totally up to you though. I prefer to like print up the pictures that I know that I like or that I know that I want on my vision board. And I, you know, I print it up on my computer. I don't know if you can tell, but I like cut it out and put it on cardboard and then put it on my vision board. It is totally up to you. It's your vision board. So you can literally do whatever you want with it. All right. There are things called, there's different websites that you can use to create a virtual vision board. So on the right, you see it's the exact same board, right? I use the virtual vision board to actually make as my desktop on my computer. And then this vision board is hung up next to me so that I can see it every single day when I come into this office. This is my gym / office. So like I work out in here. So I've got some health and fitness goals on here as well. And then I work right here. So I can look over at any time and see why I'm doing this, right? Why I'm showing up every day. And so, yeah, so you can either do it like that. You can do the old fashioned way of a piece of paper and writing everything down. Again, I'm a visual person, so I don't do a lot of text. You still see, like I do have some text back here, or some text on here, but I like to see pictures. I want a new computer. You might be wondering why there's a computer in there. I want a new computer, so I can see that every day. You know, I want to pay off my debt. Even have my word on there. I want a new dog. Okay, that's on there. I want a new dog, or another dog, not a new one because I love mine, but I want another fur baby. I put date night on here, y'all. I want to have monthly date nights, totally unplugged date nights is part of my vision, right? So you can really add whatever you want to this board. That's the beauty of it. If you have a trip you want to go on, like I said, I like the virtual one, canva.com, or picmonkey.com. I believe they both have like free, you don't necessarily have to have a membership to both of those. I pay for Canva because I use it so much. That's how I make y'all's meal plans and all the other stuff that we make. But I know that they do have a free version of PicMonkey, and I'm pretty sure they have a free version of Canva. You just might not be able to use like all the fancy fonts, which is fine. And what you could do too, if you don't want to I'm not saying you have to do both of a virtual and a regular board. I do that. You could always print your virtual one up, right? And hang it up so that it's less work for you. But this was fun for me. I like this kind of stuff, so I did both. Okay, so step 6 is breaking your goals down into smaller, manageable goals with specific due dates. Like I said earlier, don't just set a goal. Give yourself a specific date of completion and break those goals down into smaller goals to get to your big one. So if you tell me you want to lose 10 pounds your first month, okay, that's great. So let's break that down and you have a month. That's 4 weeks. Let's break down how much weight you'd have to lose within those 4 weeks, right? That's how my brain works when it comes to goal setting. And I think that it really has helped me when I am setting these bigger goals, like I want to have a 10K month, I want to make $10,000 in 1 month, so I've got to figure out, okay, well, how much am I making now? How much more work do I have to do to get to that bigger goal, and break it down into smaller goals? How much would I have to make per week in order to hit that bigger goal, right? The way that I do this, I have a desk calendar, kind of like this one, except it's one of those big desk calendars from, I think I bought it from Office Depot. And I write down like smaller goals onto this calendar, right? So I always have a goal to help at least 3 people get started before the 5th of the month. That's just my personal goal in terms of my business. So I write down on my calendar, help 3 people, or we call it Success Club 5, right? So I write down Success Club 5, but on the 5th of the month so that I can visually see it. Obviously, if you don't have a desk, maybe you don't work from a desk and you work from like office, or I'm sorry, your kitchen table, you might not want a desk calendar, but you can even do like a wall calendar, or, you know, a planner book, whatever works for you, or even a digital calendar, right? But I have my desk calendar in front of me, and I break down those smaller goals so that I, you know, same thing with my rank goals. Like if I wanted to rank in my business, I would write down when I want to rank advance and what I need to do to get there. So when you set it, when you're looking at your calendar, it's not so overwhelming. If you're saying I want to lose 50 pounds, that can be super overwhelming. I know, because I was like that when I first started. Like I was like, I need to lose 50 pounds. And at the beginning, I was so focused on that 50-pound number that I would get discouraged when I lose 5 pounds because I had so much more to go, right? But if you break it down into those smaller goals and you give yourself like a set date, you're going to focus on those smaller goals to hit it by that date. And it's going to lead up and get you that bigger goal, or at least get you closer, right? So make sure that you're breaking down your goals and you're setting specific dates, and not just like saying them in your head of, oh, by December or by January, or we're in January, by March, I want to do it. Like, no, give yourself a specific date. By March 1st, I'm going to be a diamond coach. By March 1st, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. By March 1st, I'm going to finish Transform 20, right? Like that is those are the type of goals that you need to be setting for yourselves. And then it will lead to this bigger vision that you have for yourself. So step 7 is one of my favorites, and it's probably the one that's probably most scary, is sharing your goals and your vision and your why with your family, friends, coworker, our tribe, whoever you possibly can. And this is why I feel like this is kind of scary, because I know for myself, and there's statistics on this, so y'all can go look all of this up. But if you are more likely to hit a goal if you tell people about it. So I know for me, for the longest time, I told people like, oh, I'd like to lose weight, but I didn't tell them why I wanted to lose weight. I wasn't proud of, what was going on in my life that made me realize like I needed to make a change. So I didn't talk to anybody about it. And so what happened was I just kept putting it off because no one was there to hold me accountable. No one was there to check in on me with those goals. So I just never did it. But now, I have to show up and I have to get in my workouts and I have to eat right, because I now, y'all all know, like, I'm a health and fitness coach. So for me, like, that's a huge part of my goal is to show other people what can be done. So if I'm not showing up, they're not going to show up, right? So if you have a specific goal, like sharing it and putting it out there, not just to one person, and not to the person, like, I know we all have a friend who every year we set goals together, right? Like, oh, we're going to get healthy this year. This is going to be our year, girlfriend. Maybe you have like a gym partner that you used to go work out with, and y'all all, like, you both would end up like falling off of track around the same time, and then you wouldn't do much about it. Like, you'd be like, oh yeah, like, we'll start back up next Monday, and then she can't go next Monday because her kid's sick, and then you can't go the following Monday because whatever. Like, don't just tell one person. Tell multiple people your goals. Tell multiple people in your family, your friends, your coworkers. And some of them might think you're cuckoo bird for telling them. Who cares? Just tell them anyway. Sit them down and say, look, these are my goals. I want to show you my vision board because I want you to see like what I want to work for. And I want you to hold me accountable to it. Not only is it going to give you more accountability, that's why I actually started coaching to begin with, to put myself out there, because I knew that if I started to say, hey, I'm doing a 21-day program, watch me over the next 21 days, I had to show up, because if not, on day 21, if I didn't have results, I'd look like an idiot, right? So it's the same thing with your goal setting and your vision and your why. Like, you starting to share it, you're actually putting yourself out there. You're more likely going to go. You're not gonna want to disappoint, and not that you're disappointing them, because it's your goals to begin with. You shouldn't be doing these goals or your vision or any of that for anybody else but yourself. And your family can be trickled in there, but like, this really should be for you, whatever goal you're going after. But you don't want to like almost disappoint anybody else when you tell them like, hey, I'm doing this. I told Tyler, which like, to be honest, I never shown him my vision board. We've been together for 10 years, almost 10 years. And this was the first year we lived together. So this was the first year that I was like, hey, I want you to see my vision board. And I like literally brought him into this room and I sat him down and I went over everything that I wanted to do, everything that I wanted to do. And it was kind of scary because I told him I wanted to have a 10K month. I told him that I wanted to be a 6-figure earner. I told him that I wanted to have $15,000 in savings. Like, those things aren't little things, and it's going to take a lot of work. But the awesome part about it was like, he supported me in it, and he said like, I know, like, he believed in me enough to be like, yeah, I know you can do that. Like, I know it's going to take a lot of work, but it gave me that boost of confidence to say, okay, like, he believes in me. I can do this. I'm going to go for it. Right. So tell your family and friends about it. If maybe your family, your friends, or coworkers, those people aren't the most positive people, they're not the most supportive people, find what we call a success partner or an accountability partner. Someone within our group, find multiple success partners, find multiple accountability partners that you can lean on that has similar goals. They don't necessarily have to have the exact same goals as you, but you know, if you have someone that you can lean on when it gets hard, because again, y'all, it's gonna get hard. There's gonna be days where you're like, I don't really want this goal. I don't really need this goal. I'm just gonna give up on it. If you have someone there that you can lean on, that can encourage you to keep going, it does tremendous things. Hence why we have our community and why I lean into it so dang much, because I would not be 58 pounds down without that community. There is no way in heck I would have gotten to that goal of losing over 58 pounds, because I needed that support and I needed that accountability. And it might not be in your home, right? You might not have that support in your home. You might not have that support with your family, but you've got it right here. So you've got to lean into it. You've got to ask for help if you need that help. So finding a success or accountability partner, having someone, like I said, with similar goals to help hold you accountable will make you more likely to succeed than trying to do it on your own. You are all here because you're a part of this incredible, incredible community. But if you don't use it, if you don't take advantage of it, you're missing out on the best part of this journey, the best part of this business. And I promise you, your life can change if you lean into our community and you open up and you share and you ask for help when you need the help. All right. So how do you keep at your goals when you lose that excitement, when you lose that momentum of the new year, or when it gets hard? Look at your vision board and at your why. That's why I have you create a vision board, or why I'm suggesting that you create a vision board instead of just saying your goals out loud, right? Looking at your vision board every single day is going to help remind yourself why you're doing it in the first place. And like I said earlier, writing down your why, put it on your vision board. I haven't done that yet because mine is kind of long, so I probably should type it just so it could be like in one little area and not like a 10-page note. But looking at your vision board and at your why is really, really going to help you kind of like reignite that fire when you want to give up. Talking to your success partner or your accountability partner or your coach. Sometimes we need a little tough love, right? So finding someone, and maybe tough love is not your thing, maybe like you back away from tough love, then find someone who's gonna like just be nice about it. I am a tough love coach, so if Ashley tells me her goal and I see that she's not working towards that goal, I'm gonna call her out on it. Like, look, you told me that this was important to you. You told me why you were doing this. Is that still important to you? Is this why still important to you? Again, it's going to remind you like, okay, this is why I'm doing this. This is what I need to be doing, and kind of get you back into that. Self-evaluate what you're doing. Self-evaluate your work. These goals that you're setting for yourself are going to take work. So get real with yourself. And instead of blaming everything else of like, oh, well, I tried it and it didn't work. I tried eating healthy for a week and I didn't lose any weight. I tried Transform 20 and I only lost 2 pounds. I tried that and I didn't get the results I wanted, or I didn't get to my goal when I said I was going to get to my goal. I want you to reflect back on the action that you took and like kind of give yourself, like, take a step back and look on the outside. Like, did you really put in the work? Did you follow the meal plan? Like, really follow the meal plan? Or did you just follow it Monday through Friday and then on the weekend you ate like crap? Did you, talk to as many people as you could have talked to about our business? Did you invite as many people as you could have invited to our business? Or did you just sit and scroll on Facebook and said you were working when you really weren't working, right? Like, you got to get real with yourself. If you say you want to save money, but then you're going out to the bar every weekend or going and buy the purse that you really don't need, but you just really want, gotta get real with yourself and figure out if you're putting in the effort that it takes to get to these goals, right? So self-evaluate. And if you're not willing to do that, ask someone else to do it for you. That's why I'm telling you to tell your family about your goals, because I told him, like, hold me accountable to this. Make sure that I, and do what I said I was going to do on day 1 of the year, come day 365 of the year, right? Like, am I showing up every single day where I need to, or am I slacking? Like, you've got to get real with yourself. And if you're not willing to do that, I will be totally willing to do that. I will tell you, because I'll know if you didn't follow the meal plan. I'll know if you didn't drink your shake. I'll know if you didn't show up to the team calls when you're supposed to, or whatever it might be, right? So self-evaluate or get someone to do it for you. And then continue to set those smaller goals and tasks that's going to lead up to those bigger goals and vision. Like I said, if you're breaking down your goals into smaller tasks, it's not going to be so overwhelming. I know some of you that are doing 2B Mindset, Alana, the creator, which is our nutrition program, for those of you who don't know, one of our nutrition programs, she always recommends focusing 2 pounds at a time, right? Focusing 2 pounds at a time instead of 50 pounds all at once. And then once you get that 2 pound mark, focus on another 2 pounds, right? It's the same with anything. If you're trying to save $1,000, instead of saying, I need to save $1,000, try and start with $100. Try and start with $10. Like, it doesn't matter the amount you start with, just breaking it down into those smaller goals, but continuing to do that throughout the year so that it's not so overwhelming when you're trying to get to this big goal. Yes, you have to remind yourself of that big goal. You have to remember that big goal. But at the end of the day, if you break it down, week by week or month by month, it's going to be a lot less stressful for you. Personal development, if you are not working on your mindset constantly, y'all, it is going to be really easy for you to give up. It's going to be really easy for you to throw in the towel. I'm super excited that all of y'all were so excited to get our book of the month club going. I didn't know that was wanted. So I am really excited about it, but I'm also hoping that it lasts throughout the year, because again, everyone's so excited right now. It's the new year. We're all ready to make changes in our life. But come July, most people fall off the face of the earth with their resolutions and their goals. So if you are struggling with reaching any of these goals that you start setting for yourself, I want you to look back and say, have I been growing my mindset? Have I been working on how I, feel? Because if you're getting knocked down, which you will when you're going after a goal, if the scale is not budging, or the inches aren't being lost where you want them to be lost, or something comes up in your life and you've got to take out the $1,000 that you just saved because there's an emergency, right? And that can be defeating. That can be really defeating. If you set a business goal or a rank goal or an income goal that you didn't hit, it can be defeating. It is defeating. And there's a lot of people that will let that defeat burn them, that will let that defeat just give them that excuse to say, well, it wasn't meant to be. It's too hard. I just can't, right? Whereas if you're growing mentally and doing that every single day, this business and this journey is done between your ears. I say that all the time. It's built between your ears, because if you are not mentally there, if you are not mentally determined to push through the hard times, you're gonna give up when it gets hard. You're gonna give up when life wants to just punch you in the face. So personal development is huge. It's why it is one of our vital behaviors as a coach. But if you're not a coach, I think you should be doing it every single day anyway. It has changed my life. It is something that I highly, highly encourage. And especially when you feel like quitting, that's when you need to lean into it the most. And then that's the last step, or the last suggestion, is refuse to quit. Refuse to give up. It says, remember the 2 millimeter rule. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Tony Robbins, I'm obsessed with Tony Robbins. He is amazing. I went to one of his conferences last year, not this past year, but the year before, with my mom. I actually have a Tony Robbins tattoo, y'all. It's literally me and my mom got these. It's the symbol for fire, and it says 2 millimeters in the middle of it. And his like philosophy around this is like, you are literally 2 millimeters away from a totally different life. You're 2 millimeters away from reaching your goal. So if you are going after a goal and for whatever reason you are giving it your all, you are really showing up, you do all these things, you self-evaluate and you say, no, I am showing up. I'm following the meal plan 110%. I'm doing the workouts 110%. I'm, drinking my water. I'm doing all the things, but something's not working. It's a 2 millimeter shift that you need to make. And it might take you some time to figure out what it is you're doing. Ask your coach, ask your accountability partner, ask someone from the outside in that can look to try and figure out what's going on. Because a lot of times it's literally a 2 millimeter shift for you to be able to attain what you're trying to attain. It's not, everyone thinks like, oh, I've got to just change everything I'm doing, instead of just shifting just a tiny little bit, right? So remember that. And if you don't read Tony Robbins, he's personal development, I highly recommend him. He's got a podcast and he's amazing. So if you still need help crafting your vision board, which you shouldn't, because that was pretty laid out for you, my girl Lindsay, who is like upline, way above us, right, in our company, in the team page, or in our team, actually has a vision board course that she created. Like I said, I'm going to post this in our team page and in the community page, but I went through her vision board course the other day. Some of those graphics, like maybe 1 or 2, was from her course, but her course is awesome too. It's free, so you don't have to pay anything to do it. It's just like a 5-day thing. So she has videos that you can watch, and she has just different suggestions, some of them kind of similar to what I talked about, but mine was more, I feel, a little bit different than what she had. But it's a really good course if you want to check it out. If you want to figure out she actually walks you through how to make a virtual one. I just don't have the time to do that tonight. So if that's something you want to do, she actually shows you how to do it, I believe on PicMonkey, in one of her little videos. So if you want to check it out, that's great. Let me see here, because I know we had some comments and I didn't know if there was any. Okay, so that was just saying, okay, Jolene couldn't hear. SMART goals, yes, specific. That is one of the things, setting SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and you have like a time frame on them, right? What I talked about earlier, exactly what I talked about earlier. Does anyone have any questions about goal setting, about vision boards? I am going to give you a little challenge before we hop off, and I'll open it up if anyone does have questions. But I want to give you a challenge to make your vision board, whether it be, you print up pictures, or you cut them from magazines, or you make a virtual one. I want you to post it either, wherever you want, in our team page or in the community page. I want you to post it because, again, you're putting it out there. You're putting yourself out there, and you're telling us that you're committing to those goals, so that, come a month from now, 6 months from now, 10 months from now, when you're looking back at that, we can hold you accountable throughout that time. Again, if you lean into it, if you lean into that community, and you kind of like, I don't know, I'm the type of person that I want to be the type of person that does what I say I'm going to do, right? Like, be that type of person. Don't just say you want something or say you're going to do something and then not do it. Like that, no one wants to be friends with someone like that, right? Like if someone says, oh, I'm going to, I don't know, like help you out with something, and then they don't show up, then you're kind of like, ugh, like, right? Like, well, that's kind of shitty. So you don't want to be that person. Like, you want to be the person that people can rely on. You want to be the person, and even if it has nothing to do, like, these are your goals, so it's for yourself, but do what you say you're going to do. So like, put it out there, put these goals out there, put your vision out there, go tell your family and friends, go tell everyone, like literally, if you want, go post it all on Facebook and say, this is my vision board and I'm so excited for it, and I want you all to hold me accountable, because you put yourself out there to 500 friends, then you really need to do it, right? Not saying you have to go do that, because some of y'all are like, yep, nope, definitely not posting my goals on my Facebook feed. But you know what I'm trying, do you get what I'm saying? Like, put it out there. So put it in our team page, or in the community page, or wherever your little heart desires. I would love, love, love to see them once y'all do them. Or send it to me. You can even message it to me, because I would love to see them. But I want you to create a vision board tonight, tomorrow, this week, before Monday, because I know majority of you are starting Transform 20 on Monday. If you're not, that's totally fine too. But before Monday, set that goal up, or set that vision board up somewhere where you can see it, even if it's online, print it up, go get it printed. It doesn't have to be like massive, y'all. Even if it's just a piece of paper that you can put on your wall or on your fridge, or somewhere where you're going to look at it every single day. So does anyone have any questions? Ashley, do you want to say anything? I know you always want to chime in, so I want to make sure if you had anything to say. And I want to take a picture before everyone hops off here too. Anyone want to say anything? Have any questions? Did y'all like that? Did you find that it was helpful? Do you think it's going to help you create your vision for your year? Help you set some goals? Yes? No? It was awful? You didn't learn anything? Y'all just listened to me talk for an hour just because? Right? Okay. Well, hopefully it helped you a little bit. All right, so we've got 5 minutes left. We don't have to stay on for the next 5 minutes, but I want to take a picture before we hop off. So Jessica Sanders said it was helpful, and she can't wait to get started. Yes, I cannot wait for y'all to get started. Like I said, y'all, if you don't have, like, I cut stuff up for magazines. If you need to do that, cool. If you want to go, like, I literally Google image all these pictures, by the way. So like the picture of the dog, I just Googled dog and it popped up. So like, and it's crazy when you look back. Like, I've looked back on my vision board every single year, and obviously throughout the year, but I love being able to like take stuff off and actually keep, I don't know where my desk is a disaster if y'all could only see this, but one of my goals is to be more organized. I say that every year and it just never happens. But I actually keep like the things that I take off my vision board. I usually keep somewhere near my desk so that like at the end of the year I can see all the things that I achieved. So do that. Like, get excited to take things off your vision board and add new things to it and change them if you need to. All right, so let's take a picture. Everybody smile, and we're gonna take a little selfie. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much for being on here tonight, y'all. I really do appreciate it. We will have a call next week for anyone that wants to hop on. You're more than welcome. What are we talking about next week? I have everything written down. We're going to talk about just rank advancing, what ranks are within the company, how you rank advanced. I know a lot of you are setting goals if you're a coach to rank advanced, which will be awesome. So make sure you post your vision boards before next week so that we can talk about that on next week's call. All right. I love y'all. We'll talk later. Have a great Monday and a great week. Bye, guys.